Tendai Biti fires back at Mnangagwa after July 31 protest, and he says restore the 2013 constitution. It must be ended its mess as ZANU-PF. Kusangana kwatinoita zvakare pana pachannel yenyu yeMagaba News patinobata nhau dzinenge dzichiitika munharaunda nemunyika yedu yeZimbabwe, tichiitikana pane vachangosvika ndiwo mukana wekubaya button rakanzi subscribe nekutena notification bell kuti patiroposta nhau idzi unova uri wekutanga kusangana nenews dzatinenge taisa. Today unova uri musi wa1 August 2026. Tiri kubata nawo about a former finance minister and opposition figure, and also a law expert. Tendai Biti has delivered a strong worded constitutional and political message directed at President Emerson Mnangagwa and the ZANU-PF administration following the July 31 protest. So nezuro chitiko cha July protest chakaitwa, and ndiko kwanga kuri kwekupera kwaJuly in 2026. Ruzhinji vanga vakatarisira kuti pachange pachizara ruzhinji mumastreet, asi zvakatadziswa nekuda kwekuti ZANU-PF administration yakatumira mapurisa muguta akasiyana-siyana munyika yeZimbabwe, zvinova zvakaita kuti veruzhinji vave nekupanika nekutya kuti vanogona kuzosungwa, vanogona kuzosangana nezvakasiyana-siyana, zvaita kuti Tendai Biti vanova vamwe vaitungamira veruzhinji kuti vaite a peaceful protest, vouya vachinyora mashoko vachitaura pamusoro pechitiko checab 3 ichi, vachidzoka zvakare kuhurumende yavaMnangagwa vachiti vaMnangagwa vakakanganisa mubumbiro remutemo rinova ra2013 richiri kushandiswa neruzhinji remunyika yeZimbabwe vachinzi under section 91 of the constitution. Vakaikanganisa iyoyo inova iri kunzi ivo vaMnangagwa vanofanira kuva ari state president anodefenda ruzhinji rwevanhu, and havana kuzviita panguva iyi sezvo vari kungodefenda side ravo. Zvinova zviri zvinhu zvatanga tikabata papost yamuri kuona ndipo pascreen yanyorwa navaTendai Biti vachitaura kuruzhinji rwenyika yeZimbabwe maererano neurongwa hwakafambiswa nezuro panhau stay away and a peaceful protest for cab 3 iri kurambirwa cab 3 neruzhinji. So according to news, opposition politician Tendai Biti has delivered a strong worded constitutional message to President Emerson Mnangagwa and the ZANU-PF government following the July 31 protest, placing the controversy surrounding constitutional amendment number 3 at the center. His latest statement, Biti, at that argument is that the dispute over cab 3 is not simply a disagreement between political parties. In his view, it is a fundamental about the constitution, democracy, representation, presidential responsibility, and the relationship between Zimbabwe citizen and the state. Biti began by reminding President Emerson Mnangagwa what he described as a fundamental responsibility of state president. He said, the principal task and obligation of a state president is to defend, uphold, obey, and respect the constitution. Biti referred to section 90 and 1 of the constitution, urging that the president is constitutionally required to protect and uphold the country's supreme law. He also pointed to the president's responsibility to promote national unity and peace. As Biti put it, the president is also obliged to promote unity and peace in the nation for the benefit and well-being of all the people of Zimbabwe. It was from this point that Biti turned his attention directly to constitutional amendment number 3. He added that by signing the amendment into a law on July 7, 2026, President Mnangagwa had, in his view, failed to fulfill the constitutional obligations. Biti then used some of the strongest language in his statement, describing declaring he committed an act of constitutional treason. He betrayed that constitution. It went further, urging that the issue also touches on the country's democratic principle. He said he betrayed the liberation struggle and it's centered of agreement the scared democratic principle of one person, one vote. For Biti, the controversy around Cap 3 are therefore not merely about the amendment itself. He believes it raised the fundamental questions about responsibility, representation, and the democratic system. He also said that the pushing through Cap 3 has affected national unity and peace. In his statement, Biti accused the leadership of choosing to serve what he described as a function and a syndicate that he believed is permanently changing Zimbabweans' values and existence. He went on to describe this alleged political arrangement as a national threat and an extensional threat to the vital interest of the republic. It then shifted his focus to the question of legitimacy. His argument was that the authority of any government ultimately depends on citizens accepting its right to govern. He wrote, "Unconstitutionally act by the state lead to the citizen withdrawing its voluntary consent to be governed." Biti continued with an even more direct statement: "Without the voluntary consent of the citizen, it is not possible to govern." He acknowledged that a government can continue carrying out the formal function of government. He mentioned reading budgets, inspecting gardens of honor, attending the United Nations, and deploy troops. But Biti added that these activities alone cannot settle the question of a political legitimacy. He concluded that without genuine public consent, such government would be but a charade. Biti then suggested that political legitimacy could eventually be restored and that the current dispute could lead to a new relationship between citizen and the state. He wrote, "Sooner or later the chicken always come home to roast and legitimacy is restored." He followed that by saying a new social contract is crafted. The opposition politician then returned to his central demand concerning the constitution. Biti describes the current situation as the result of what he called a treasonous regime committing what he referred to as a UDI on July 7, 2026. He urged that the government must reverse what he believes has gone wrong. His demand was direct and it now must end its mess and restore the 2013 constitution. Importantly, Biti framed this demand as a peaceful constitutional position. He concluded his statement by saying, "This is our basic peaceful constitutional demand." The message comes after July 31, a day that he had become a major focus on political debate surrounding the opposition to the Cap 3 and the government response. But Biti statement suggested that from this perspective, the political agreement does not end with the protest itself. Instead, he is presenting the event as a part of a much wilder constitutional debate about how Zimbabwe should be governed and how citizens should participate in determining the country's political future. The government's support may strongly disagree with Biti's interpretation and point to the country's legislative process surrounding the amendment. Biti and another critics, however, continue to urge that the deeper question is whether constitutional changes threaten or weaken public confidence in Zimbabwe's democratic institution. For President Mnangagwa and ZANU-PF, the continuing criticism representing a significant political challenge as the debate over Cap 3 remain highly contested. For Biti and the answer is clear. He wants the 2013 constitution restored, insisted that any political response should remain peaceful and constitutional. His final message is therefore not simply about July 31, it's a broader challenge over constitutional accountability, democratic representation, political legitimacy, and what Biti believes should be future relationship between the Zimbabwe government and its citizens. Muri Zimbabwe ndo zvinhu zvikubuda ndona wiri kutaurika nevatendai Biti, ende vazvitaura vakazvimirira vachiti aiwa ngatidzorerei zvinhu pazvanga zviri kwete zvamuri kuita izvi, ende vakataura ivo about section 90 chapter 1, ende vakataura about nhau section 90 chapter 2a muri Zimbabwe yemuconstitution achiti Mnangagwa ndipo pano pavari kukanganisa ipapo. Ende nhau iyi vaitaura mushure mekunge vaona zvinhu zvakaitika musi wa31 July 2026, mapurisa anga akadirwa mutown, deployment of a security operation anga akanyanya munyika yeZimbabwe. Ndizo nhau dzatati tikabata on our YouTube channel patinouya nepolitical analysis and political update on our YouTube channel Mnangagwa News. I thank you for supporting Mnangagwa News YouTube channel.